everyone, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the DX Trigger Machine Splash from Lupinranger vs Patranger. As you can see, it is Trigger Machine 06 as written on the side there. It is a fire engine. It is primarily the crane remolded into a fire engine, but I think it works. Looks pretty good. Here's a picture of it again on the side. Another picture on this side showing all the toys it's compatible with. Not too much going on the bottom. Taking a look up top, again, it just kind of shows how they can combine with Good Striker. There shows the combination. This is kind of the traditional combination we've seen on the show, where it's the Trigger Machine Splash with the Dial Fighter Magic. So I will take a look at that configuration as well. And then, of course, compatibility with the VS Changer. So there you go. Let's go ahead. Let's get this guy out of the box here. Let's take a closer look. Here is the Trigger Machine Splash out of the packaging. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the color scheme, but I think it looks really sharp. I like this one quite a bit. The red, the black, the kind of metallic blue for the windows, and then the front lights up here really just works. I think that looks really good. I know it's just a remolded version of the crane, but I think this one pulls it off a little bit better. You can see here's the rail system, number 60 there. Rolls very well. If you press the trigger in, this will flip up. And if I zoom out a little bit, you can extend this. I don't really know what it gets you, but you can. You can also pull this section off completely. Again, I don't really know what it gets you, but you can do it. You can also have this come all the way up, and then the packaging, it shows them like firing the hydrant here. It's a little fire extinguisher. This actually clips onto the side here. You can see where these clips are. Because if you remember with the crane, the little drill just sat in here. And if you wanted, you could just sit this in here, but it would rattle around a whole lot. It doesn't really fit in there all that. I mean, it fits, but it doesn't like hook into place anywhere in the bed down here. It hooks on up here. But this is the little fire extinguisher. You can see the head for the robot is hidden in there, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. But that's pretty cool. So clip that back on. And then that clips into place. And then to release it again, you just hit the trigger, and that's how you open that up. You can see the little hook clicks into place down there. So looks good. Looks really sharp. I really like it quite a bit. I think it's a fun little trigger machine. I'm going to go ahead and bring in the VS Changer so we can get to the sounds. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and move the camera up just a smidge so we can go ahead and pop this guy on. So even though it's been used by the Lupinrangers primarily on the show, it is still a trigger machine. So the sounds in the VS Changer are for the Patrangers. So we'll go ahead, if you just hit the trigger now, you get that kind of cool splashing sound. So there you go. That's pretty much the summoning of the splash trigger machine sound effects there. I always love the way the trigger machine's like just seamlessly integrated into the gun, with the trigger becoming the trigger of the gun. I always thought in that respect they succeeded a little bit more over the Dial Fighters, but it just really looks neat. And then you just hold in this button here and it slides right off. So now let's go ahead and check out the Trigger Machine Splash connected to Good Striker. Alright, so I've got Good Striker combined with the Dial Fighter Magic already. Gonna just go ahead and take the Trigger Machine Splash, hit the trigger to pop this section off. Going to close this back up, extend this out, and then just connect this port onto the side. And then you have the two arms in place. Then I'm going to take the head section. This part will lift up, and you can see that there was a tiny little peg in there that pegged into this tiny little hole here. This top section will rotate around 180 degrees. Then you will flip out the head like this, and then flip these two sections out, and then you're going to take this connection here and peg it onto this section up here. It kind of just like loosely sits on there, honestly. And there you go. So you can see, because it sits so far back and because these large gray pieces are here, it kind of puts it in shadow a little bit, which is kind of a bummer. Let me see if I can find that little light that I have. Here we go. It's a really cool face sculpt. I like the blue visor and the silver face. It's really cool. It's just a shame because it sits so far, it's just like in shadow back there because they have these giant silver pieces. I wish like these could fold down or something so that way they sat flush. But overall, I like the chest plate here. I think that looks pretty good. And there is the configuration of the Trigger Machine Splash with the Dial Fighter Magic. So I'm a little conflicted with this one. I really do like the look of the Trigger Machine. I know they remolded it out of the crane, but I think they did a fantastic job with it. The color scheme is really sharp. I like it quite a bit. That metallic blue for the windows, really, really cool. I like that quite a bit. When it comes to the combination with Good Striker, it's a fine arm, but the head piece, although I really like the design of the head sculpt and the chest plate, the way it connects is just a little wonky to me. The head just kind of sits on there, and there's kind of a large gap in between, like, you know, it actually connecting down to Good Striker, and that's as far down as the head can sit. So I don't know. I really like the design of everything, but the implementation's a little weird. Plus you have those two large silver posts, which you can see right here where it connects the head to the chest plate, and that just kind of really puts a lot of shadow on the face, and it's a shame because it's a really cool face design, so I want to be able to see it when I have it in that mode. But I still recommend picking this one up. I mean, the nice thing about these Trigger Machines, they're usually somewhere in the area of $15 before shipping, so I totally think they're worth picking up. They're nice mecha, they look good, like I said, nice color scheme, and the combination with Good Striker is just not 100%, but I'd still give it like a solid 80, 85. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.